Alliance ban out the Nyx. I know in their previous series, a Nyx ban usually led towards a Snapfire pick.
I guess there will be an Oracle pick right away here. Abaddon, Oracle. I guess Oracle will be a much stronger pick overall. And I think Alliance likes the hero a lot too. On position 5.
They can also pick Lifestealer if they don't need the support.
Yeah, but I think they're not going to reveal the carry hero early, based on how I understand Alliance
That's what
functions.
I thought, but in the Medusa game, they first phased Medusa for Alliance, and then no ping first phase Spectre in response.
I mean, that I can understand because they value Medusa as a very, very high priority hero. But I get what you mean, like certain situations where they might see an opening that I pick this hero, even though it's a win condition hero, but I'm pretty confident that no matter what you do in the next few picks, I'm still gonna be able to win with it. Or the other way you can think about it is you pick this hero early, the carry hero, and you get to pick the supporting cast around it later, so you get maybe better heroes to support that particular hero in that game. So hence you actually make the hero stronger even though you pick him early.
Especially a hero like Medusa that is oftentimes so enabled by a supporting cast.
Pipe, Medallion, Blast, Solar Crest, you name it.
Just slap it on.
So very interesting. So when a team picks a Bat Rider early, usually it means that the Bat Rider has a lot of roles within the team. Like you can put it on. I think the best roles for the hero right now is either position 5, mid, and off lane. I'm not so sure about position 4, but maybe it could work, but probably not as ideal.
I agree. Alliance is actually the one that plays Batrider a lot as well, so a little bit of a steal as well, but the Abaddon instantly picked up afterwards, already countering the Batrider a little bit there. It kind of has to be a core Abaddon though, right? If you want to have it as a counter to
could be a position 5. I think it's still open.
I feel if you wanted a core, you would have gone for the Legion Commander. If you want a core with a Dispel.
Well, I know Disruptor is played by both Hanskin and Fada, so that's still a flexible pickup as well.
Everything is still quite open.
Yeah.
For Alliance, it's a very good opening for being second phase. I think we talked about this a lot during the panels, where when you're second pick, it's very important that you open up the draft. If possible, you have a hero that has multiple roles, so that it helps you deal with the difficult lanes. Because when you're second pick, you have a higher chance of getting into bad matchups in the side lanes because you're picking first. So having those flexible heroes helps a lot. And they have both flexible heroes because Disruptor could fill 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So they go with the Earthshaker. Bat Rider is still open, but generally you have the Earthshaker and Bat Rider off lane duo.
Yeah.
They are heroes that work really well together. But as of right now, I think overall it's still quite open to what they're going to do with this Earthshaker Bat Rider. Everything is still unclear, ambiguous. They're just trying to, both teams are trying to bait out each other, you know. They just want to see one more pick before they pick the important hero. They're trying to outmaneuver each other in the drafting phase.
How do you feel about Shaker as a hero right now?
I think he's pretty good hero on a position 4 role, because I like having a position 4 that can roam. Like you can move around to help the other lanes, rather than before it was more about a static laning phase 2-on-2. But I think because of how the laning phase has changed and the heroes and the patches, I think it's much better to have like a roaming position 4, in my opinion.
And we did mention how it would be nice if Gambit pick a hero who could help GPK mid.
Yes.
And Shaker can definitely do that.
Yeah. Shaker is like probably one of the best right now to do that. Before in the previous patches, you have like the Tusk, the Earth Spirit, but because all those heroes got nerfed, so Shaker is the one that is still here right now.
I guess if the Bat Rider is a 5, he could do that too. Is that a little bit of a hero that can help out mid, or would you rather just see him stick
possible,
on
but
if
not
it's
so
a 5?
good. Usually the position 5 Bat Rider is more about, he's like a undying. To be CP5, so you understand his role. He's just there to secure the lane for the carry. And later into the game, he is useful as in you have a disable that goes through BKB, so you can disable the enemy carry. That's what you're gonna do in the game. But generally, after the laning phase, you're probably gonna stack and farm jungle or push out lanes.
Still a Void ban coming out from Gambit, respecting the Nico baby Void here.
And I guess out of all the cores, they're letting Lifestealer go through.
Yes.
Like
there's still Slark too, though. There's a lot of good heroes.
That's true, Slark as well.
There's a lot of options for him. at the moment. But like I said, the picks are very open from both sides.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult to pinpoint what call to pick right now.
And are you gonna ban all Nico Baby's heroes? Because I mean that's a pretty long list. When we're talking about new players having like short or small hero pools, Nico Baby, even though he is relatively new in the competitive scene as we see it, he's been around for a while. Like he's been grinding. He has those heroes on his list already.
No.
Long list. They ban out the TA.
I mean, so right now for them is to decide whether the Baden would be an offlaner
Yeah.
or he's going to be a support. This is a pretty crucial junction for Alliance. They have to try to draft it in a way where everything is still quite open for picking a very strong carry here, because you need to set up the last pick. If I'm Alliance right now and I feel like I have a lot of options remaining for Nico Baby, even though the enemy has been banning all the heroes, I will just try my best to set up a good last pick for him. Like pick 4 heroes that can allow his last pick to be very open.
Yeah. And that Rubik pick means
Abaddon is
core.
gonna be it's probably gonna be a core. So we have the Abaddon off lane, Rubik plus Disruptor support duo, which is gonna be quite general. So it's gonna allow them to have a lot of options to finish up their lineup later. Because they have catch, they have team fight, they have a front line, they have a hero that can build team items. A lot of the boxes in the draft is already ticked with these 3 heroes.
You are lacking some push though.
That's gonna be coming from the carry most of the time.
Ancient Apparition.
So the Bat Rider is core.
Yep. Unless you want to have an Ancient Apparition core.
Yeah, because right now they see that the Abaddon is a core, so they know that the lane is going to be a disruptor lane. So
Yeah.
Bat Rider then can abuse the laning phase of the hero.
Do you want to put the Disruptor up against the Abaddon, ideally?
No, I mean like because they already decided that the Abaddon is going to be a core, so the Abaddon won't be
Bat
able.
Rider does not want to be where Baden
Yeah.
is, basically.
Alright.
I mean, unless what you mean is like they want to put the Abaddon in the Bat Rider's lane, regardless, even if he's the core. That could be also a possible option. But most of the time, Alliance tend to have a defensive tri-lane and put 33 on the off-lane alone. So Void Spirit's most likely going to be their space-making hero, the mid-lane hero. Like he's like a pseudo-puck in a lot of ways, but better than a puck.
Better, just objectively better.
Yeah.
What
You have
about-
wave clear, you have catch, you are...
Well, what's your favorite? I had asked Lacoste this. What's your favorite item build on Void Spirit? Personally, I like the Yules build.
Yules, yeah, the Yules.
Okay. Lacoste was really preaching the gospel of Crystallis.
I mean, I think Thompson has shown everybody.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
but
The-
Thompson's Thompson, though.
Sure, but shouldn't the goal be to be the
To be
best?
Thompson.
And Thompson is the best, so
it depends on
shouldn't the
your
goal to
team
be
as well,
the same?
Shiva. It might work for Thompson's team, but it
Yes.
doesn't mean that it will work for your team.
Fair, okay, team game. I get it.
I like the Yules build quite a bit. It gives you so much low risk initiation because you can just pop in, Yule someone, put down the remnant, and if the rest of the team comes and just leave with your other step charge.
But don't you feel like later on you fall off fast because you're like, well,
but he's-
BKB being built and
He's
you
a
die?
hero that doesn't really mind falling off if
If you have a good carry
if you
to
have a
buy
carry,
space for.
if you have a carry that's a win condition and you're like playing like a puck,
Yeah.
And right now, if you look at his lane, he's gonna be laning against a Shadow Fiend. He's gonna have probably a very rough lane. So getting a use is like a cheap item that he can actually get at a reasonable amount of time, and it will allow him to just do what he needs to do in the game. So there's a lot of heroes still open for Nico Baby. They could be really good, and they have the option of keeping it last. This is like the perfect scenario for Alliance to have the second pick, to pick the carry last like this.
They
And
ban out the PL themselves. Does that say anything?
I mean, their PL is really good against their heroes.
Would be really good against the Lifestealer if they were leaning towards Lifestealer.
Or maybe they're baiting out a lifestealer ban.
Yeah, but I think Gambit is like, it's easier for Gambit to pick like a more general hero. PL is like not so general because you have to pick it first like this, not the last pick.
Yeah.
I feel more comfortable if you pick like something like a lifestealer, which is more general. Just like an example.
I guess PL is also a dream hero.
Yeah, he's like a win condition hero. But I guess with SF, like SF could be the win. SF is kind of like he can be a win condition hero, and you could pick like a safe lane Ember Spirit, so the Ember can move around and play for the SF. That would be possible as well. Like a hero that can move around with 1 or 2 items. Because overall their lineup is more about like having more or less you're gonna probably have 3 cores, 3 people farming a lot, like 3 of your heroes getting a lot more farm. Whereas for Alliance, when they're line up, farm distribution, it'll be 2 of their cores getting more, and they'll have 3 sort of like 2.5 support, you know, because the 33 guy is not gonna farm a lot.
Yeah. At least once he gets his aura items, then he's just gonna start joining the rest of his team. Make sure that they can make as much space for Nico Baby as possible.
They ban out the anti-mage.
Slug, maybe? Do they want Slug?
Does Gambit want Slug, you mean?
Yeah, because they ban out the AM.
Yeah.
The AM is really good against Slug.
They go for Ricky.
Oh, that's a pretty good pick. That's like a general hero as well. Very good laning. Does a lot in with little items.
Does Ricky have very good laning? I feel like laning has gotten much harder now that.
No, I think his laning is much stronger than before though,
Really?
because of the double. The double blink is very strong in the lane. I hate playing
But his
against.
Oh,
sustain
look at the
is
look at the
trash,
notes.
Look
He's
at the
flipping through the notes.
What
Where's
is
the Ricky page?
What do we do against this hero?
what is the strongest
One position
hero?
StarLadder. Let's
I wonder if that is all printed here, or if he took all this with him and wasn't his, like,
Dude, this was at the
it's
3-day boot camp.
imported paper from America.
This was from Sweden.
Oh,
This is
Sweden
the,
boot camp?
The Sweden
Okay,
boot
no.
camp papers.
So Slug is not a very
Someone
good.
has stood at that printer for a very long time. Sorry, Winter.
It's okay. Slug is not so good right now because it doesn't do well against the Ricky. So, but because there's so many heroes banned, can't think of a good hero here for Nico Baby.
And Lifestealer wouldn't be good anymore?
So it's okay.
Ooh, Spectre.
Spectre is very good against their supports. It's very good against like the Earthshaker and AA. And they're gonna have to, since they're gonna use 3 people to secure his lane. And Spectre is definitely gonna be the strongest hero among all the 10 heroes here. It's a very Nico Baby hero.
Yeah.
Game winner can go late and fairly useful in the mid game also. These are like a Void Spirit can definitely enable some haunt ganks on these squishy supports, or even Ricky, who's not particularly tanky himself. Especially if you go for the Yule's build, the chain disable over on a Ricky would make sure he's not going to be able to get his banish off.
A lot will hinge on whether the Bat Rider is going to get shut down hard. Because I think if they... I don't know if they're going to have more than one support to help the Bat. Because sometimes when you play against Alliance, it might be a good idea to have the other support to help. Just initially, like maybe for 1 minute, just to secure the first few waves, and you can leave after. Just so that your offlaner doesn't get trashed so hard in the lane against three heroes.
So who do you guys favor? If all goes to plan for both
Tough
teams.
tough call.
I always like Nico Baby on a hard carry.
Okay.
And I think the other 4 heroes of Alliance enable it very heavily. I'm going Alliance.
Gambit has a very good like overall draft as well.
Yeah.
So and I feel like they're gonna be able to somehow I have this feeling that the Bat Rider, as long as the Bat Rider gets a decent start, they'll be able to do well and snowball.
All right. It should be a good game then.
Yeah,
looking
very close
forward to
game.
it. Especially looking forward to it because our commentary team will be OD Pixel and Lacoste.
Yes, this should be an excellent series. Alliance versus Gambit, Lacoste. We should have a right treat on our hands and some exciting heroes to finish the lineup off. Gambit, once again for the second time today, bringing out the Ricky, although it will be this time around Dream instead of GPK playing it. Obviously GPK sticking to his SF. And over on the side of Alliance, a classic for Nico Baby, the good old hard carry Spectre. All right, what are your thoughts here, Lacoste? So far?
I'm more hyped about the GPK and his Shadow Fin.
Okay.
Glad that he's back in the scene. They had the interview where he said the team atmosphere is really good. They're slowly preparing for TI-10, and man, we'll see. He should definitely wreck his lane when he's playing against the Void Spirit.
I mean, I feel so. Like, this is a matchup where, I mean, because I have seen some SFs lose to a Void Spirit, but I feel like that was probably a bad SF.
I'm not sure what kind of games you were watching, but it should not happen.
No.
I mean, it also depends on the rotation. But
Sure.
If we're
If you get
strictly
it-
talking
yeah.
about 1 versus 1 scenario, Shadowfin should not lose. And knowing the way GPK plays, he should have double the CS at the 4-minute mark. More
well,
denies.
we'll see that.
More denies.
We'll come
than,
back in
all
at
right,
4
I'll-
minutes, yeah.
Wait.
4 minutes,
He'll
what are you
have
saying?
more denies
Yes.
than Void Spirit will have CS
Okay.
at 4 or 5-minute mark. If played correctly.
Oh, did you see that?
You know, I'm backing myself up here, Owen.
Well, we're going to be checking that a few minutes into the game
I'm
to
just
see
gonna,
if you're...
if it doesn't
your
happen, I'm
analysis
just
on-
going to say he didn't play it correctly. It's a win-win situation for
this
me.
This is some excellent analysis. You know, you've just covered yourself on all bases. You know, whatever happens, you're going to sound like a genius. I like to talk about genius, but we just saw Dream there coming in with a very nice little bounty rune snipe. Able to use those 2 blink strike charges, as Winter did talk about in panel. Very, very strong for Ricky in laning and in making those cute little plays. Getting in, picking up the bounty rune, and getting back to safety. And we'll see how it does in this lane. Obviously, to talk about Alliance, they're running theirs aggressively. As the panel said, you know, they're obviously going to keep both supports, Hanskin and Fada, in the same lane as Nico Baby. They're taking it up top, and they're going to be looking to get Nico Baby farming aggressively into the face of Dream's Ricky.
They understand what their win condition is, leaving 33 in a matchup where he has ways of dispelling those sticking upon charges, and he really shines in 1-versus-1 matchup. So far, Shadowfiend 4 CS5 against IC2, 3 on Void Spirit. Also, Vampire lurking around the mid, trying to get a good Fisher block. 2 mangoes to work with on SF at the moment, but top lane, FNG dropping low.
Oh yes, he's able to juke his way around the trees, so will live, but definitely the pressure that Alliance is putting on this top lane already being felt. An early salve having to be popped by FNG. Mid lane, yeah, both teams now offering a bit of extra action over here. Hanskin's going to come across, try and get some space to alleviate the pressure on Limp a little bit. Make sure that he can get to that early CS without having to worry about GPK bursting him down with some nicely placed raises. And at the same time, you know, Hanskin's presence just pushing excess Vampire away, making it harder for Gambit as a team to set up for a Void Spirit kill.
GPK focus on the denies. Don't make me look dumb again.
Again, and he's got just the one right now. I mean, definitely overall, we are feeling the strength of the SF against the Void Spirit, without a doubt, either way.
He got level 3 before Void Spirit.
Yep.
Now he needs to be careful about getting close. That's a full bottle already finished on GPK.
We're seeing on those side lanes, bottom lane CS 13 for 3 against the 9 for 1. I mean, yeah, this matchup, I mean, you mentioned 33, he loves being in these situations where he is in the 1v1. And this hero versus Bat, like, you should just, just destroy the Bat in CS? Or, because I mean, the Bat never is able to pose any kill potential on you, is he?
No, he can't kill you, but you're still, both of these heroes are going to get farmed. The thing is how 33 wants to play it. Like, who's going to contest the side camp and get the most out of it?
Yeah. Yeah, and Shashlo, of course, just skipping the creeps, dragging the waves round. Knows it's the safer way to play. Doesn't want to try and directly contest CS in the 1v1. Will cause the attention of Hanskin to come over here. So Hanskin will come around and mess around with him. It's just a level 1, so has the Fade Bolt nuke to offer. Shashlo popping the Fireflies. He does start to feel a bit of the heat. Hanskin forcing him away. Shashlo, enough mana and enough HP to successfully clear out the 2 waves that he looked to grab with that pull.
A lot of heroes lurking around the mid lane.
Yeah, both Vampire and Hanskin have just been entirely focused on making sure that their mids have somewhat of a good time. Still, though, the fight being won by Gambit with GPK having the lead. Limp definitely not finding nothing from the mid lane.
No,
he is able to farm
such a good job finding those CS. Not that many denies on SF.
No, not at all.
I mean, runes are spawning in 10 seconds. Both of these mid heroes have bottles, so position 4s will still stay. Try to secure them for their mid laners.
Yeah, we'll see who's going to get the edge on it. Who's it going to go for? It's going to be top. Limp's going to be lucky with the spawn. Mid lane, though, they may lose a kill. Hanskin does go down, so GPK may not get the rune, but he gets first blood there with the help and setup of excess Vampire.
Balancing all things. Purple guy gets the purple rune.
I mean, who is happy there as mid? Would you rather be the mid getting the first blood or the mid getting the bottle refill?
Probably the first blood.
Yeah. Let's just say that.
Since you're full HP and almost full mana on SF, where's the Fisher? Just needed that 3rd raise. He's getting close.
Yeah, Vampire's not going to be able to find it, just the raises. Pushing Limp back as he pops her. Pretty well, all the bottle charges now.
Also, he brought a raindrop to this lane, which should keep him alive.
And now we're seeing on these side lanes, CS is 22 for 2, Nico Baby, Dreams 27 for 5, so Gambit still with a little bit of a lead here, despite the fact that Alliance came up here aggressively. Obviously, one of the reasons being that for the most part, Hanskin, he's not been up here. It has just been the 2 of them. It hasn't been this sort of full tri lane where they've been able to dominate. But it did the job. It's got Nico Baby a good start. Hanskin's now going to come back up, and maybe they'll see if they can catch one of these heroes out, especially FNG if he steps forward a little too far. FNG's playing it smart, though, keeps himself behind the tree line under the tower and in a position where the supports of Alliance cannot quite get to him.
So far, so good for Gambit. Ricky's not the same hero as he was before, having those 2 blink strikes so he can reposition himself, plus tricks of the trade. Pretty hard to take down.
And not an easy kill to find at all. I mean, all in all, 5 minutes in, everybody's hitting the creeps. There's no one that's really getting entirely zoned out.
I watched your stream, Owen.
Yeah.
That's what you like to do.
But yeah, well, I try to. I don't normally manage to hit them very successfully. Top lane, bit of harassment onto Dream. Fada will find the courier from it though. The courier micro not quite on point from Dream, so a good little bit of a bonus goal going to the members of Alliance. Dream will come back in and we'll see with Nico Baby. I imagine what is the build.
Oh, that's a big one. Shadowfin Invis, level 6.
Oh.
The problem is Lane is pushing in.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for him to get in position.
No other way around. I mean, they know. You see Earthshaker.
Yeah.
On the mid lane, you know something is up. Either Shadowfin is jungling or ganking. You also don't have any vision on the rune, so they know something is up.
I mean, it's hard for GPK to find a play. He's got a little bit of time left with this. He's going to find Fada. Should be able to do this with a good few raises unless Fada's able to play very smartly. Keeps himself on top, so GPK can only find the 1 raise. So GPK will get the kill, or will he actually with the pull? He finally gets it with the raise, but he's taken a lot of damage in return because of it. Looks like he'll be okay nonetheless. Vampire's able to lay down a Fisher. GPK does get back to safety. But Fada with a good attempt there to buy time for Limp to come in and get the trade. Just as it was, though, they didn't have enough damage to bring anyone down in return. GPK does find the kill.
Void Spirit is the hero that dishes huge amount of magical damage in a short period of time. FNG on top lane in a bit of trouble, but they can't get him. Fate Bolt on cooldown at the moment.
Still just trying to do the best to force Dream to back, and Dream will jump back a little wary of potential movements for the rest of Alliance coming in to put pressure onto his lane. Bottom lane, free from it really just does continue. You see these 2 offlaners, you know, they're having the time of their life. Both Shashstone and 33, they're up there, sort of the highest net worth, close to that of GPK. An excellent time indeed. The biggest difference, though, definitely now shown in the mid. GPK's farm is going to get ahead, and if the game continues in this sort of passive state, that's only going to get bigger and bigger, right? You know, as a Void Spirit, you've got to be looking for action. You know, if it slows down and no one's getting kills, that's bad news for you, good news for an SF who's just going to be hitting the jungle creeps and the lane.
Limp, oh, that's the best rune you can get for ganking the side lane. Haste rune. Level 7, still saving a point at the moment.
Okay, let's see what he can make happen here. Dream, it's going to be the focus. He's going to try and jump in. The Lasser's already out. They get the drag back with the taunt. Dream cannot get the kill on Nico Baby. Nico Baby is fine. Dream looking to jump away. Can he get the other blink over to FNG? Can in time, but Limp with that haste rune, he's just pushing on forward, chasing down Dream. The Aphotic Shield will pop. They get themselves the kill. The Ricky's gone. TP now coming over from GPK Alliance. They've got to think how much they want to dive this, as now the turnaround play comes in. Fisher's out from Vampire, slams down onto Hanskin, and now they turn towards Limp. Limp, he's going to have to step back up in a couple of seconds. Is it going to be soon enough? They're closing in on him. Astral steps back in play. Will manage to get out. Fisher's still down for 5 seconds, but Gambit, they're still looking to chase this or thinking about it. Limp pops down the Remnant, will stop Gambit from going up to the high ground, and Limp will survive.
Alliance did exactly what they needed to do. Bring a Baron who's extremely high level, 4 points in shield on 6-second cooldown, so he can participate in those fights, keeping his teammates alive. The problem is Dream already TP'd on the bottom lane, and you have a Batrider with Boots of Travel, so he can TP back with the scroll, come back with BOTs.
FNG gets punished here, was trying to soak up some solo experience and action out underneath the tower. Hard to do so when 33's around, more than happy to jump in. Mid lane, another jump. Slim looks to initiate onto GPK. GPK needs help, but it doesn't look like he's going to get it. No TPs are available. A Fisher is there, but the Eve's Remnant on point. Limp drags him back. They kill him off. And the big thing as well for Nico Baby, he's going to be happy, gets the kill, gets a nice bit of bonus for coming in to help out on that GPK kill, and didn't need to use the Haunt. It's
That's
available.
A big one.
He's level 6. They can now look for more action Alliance with that Haunt ready to go and look to get Nico Baby involved in more kills very early on.
Oh, Fada trying to take over the north outpost.
We'll see.
Can someone stop? And Batrider, oh, he got it.
He did get the outpost. They do lose Handscan for it, but they're happy with that one. Fada, he may not even die. The save's there for 33, steps over, offers up the shield, and Fada's able to walk himself away. Shashlo cannot continue the chase with a Batten by Fada's side.
The last second of it. Ricky, he's getting a lot of farm, putting the pressure on the bottom tower. If he can get the last hit on it, that's going to be huge. Getting closer to that Diffusion Blade, they don't have any kind of save besides a Batten's Aphotic Shield. No, I mean, it's 10-minute mark at the moment. You don't have any force stats. And this is the build that I talked about. Void Spirit, go for that Chrysalis.
Oh yeah, they sort of start as the Thompson special. A little bit different. We saw, Thompson with his ability to always pick up a couple of nulls on the way, but Limp favoring just getting that Chrysalis done and dusted as soon as he can to really step up that physical damage output that he's going to be able to offer. That combined with already the excellent magic damage output of the Void Spirit's toolset makes for this incredibly potent hero if you're able to get in with those jumps. And he can play aggressively because he has this Abaddon on his squad. Limp can afford to use that second step for the damage offensively because he knows he's got some sort of a save by his side.
Yeah, and with this kind of a build, Abaddon has enough move speed to keep up with the Void Spirit. Yep. Extra Wind Lace plus Phase Boots. They're going on Nico Baby. There's the Haunt.
Can he play his way out of this? Pops the... Whoa! Hey!
Well, Abaddon, he couldn't get the ulti off.
No, he just died.
He was saving a point, so he just died. Got it after.
Well, there you go. I mean, that's how you kill the Spectre. Just walk up and an Ice Blast and an Echo Slam. That will do it. That certainly will. And down bottom, maybe even trying for Limp as well. He's got the Remnant to pull back Shashlo, but Shashlo, he's going to continue to chase this.
Still has ulti on the Batrider.
There's no step for about 15 seconds, but the telekinesis may just be enough to stop Shashlo from getting on top of Limp. Shashlo, I'll say that though, he's still going. 8 seconds still. Another Remnant placed down defensively. Limp making sure that there's that coverage for him to sort of back off safely. And Shashlo won't be able to find him.
Better than getting a kill. Like, you force a Batten to TP to the bottom lane, so your Void Spirit is forced to hit the jungle creeps. There we see it, replay.
We'll see that again, and really nice from Vampire. He doesn't walk all the way in with the Echo Slam. He knows the exact radius, so he can play in a way where he can drag in some of the creep wave and get the full damage potential out, rather than doing what a lot of Shakers would do and just get straight on top of the two heroes. He just knows he hits a big slam, there's more than enough damage to clean up the kills.
Big brain plays from Excess Vampire, also just 1,000 gold away from a Blink Dagger. He's high level 8 at the moment.
Yeah, once he gets that Blink online, I mean, sure, we're talking about the save from 33, but there's only so many heroes he can save. If people are getting jumped on by Fishers, Echo Slams, and Lassos, 33's got to think very smartly about who he's going to be able to offer the potential to keep safe. If he's in a fight where Nico Baby's getting jumped, suddenly Limp's got to play a little safer. He cannot rely on 33 to be there to back him up, because for the most part, 33 is going to be wanting to keep Nico Baby safe. They've got to find some way of getting the Spectre, his Radiance done in good timing, without Gambit getting away with the ganks. As Gambit, they're on the move top, trying to eye up Hansken, but smoke will be dispelled, and Hansken is able to get back under the tower. So the movement won't be a success. Roll Jelly will be found by Limp. I'm sure he's going to want to take one of those for himself. Give one to the Spectre probably out of these. Or 33, probably Spectre.
Give it to Spectre. Yeah. She has pretty limited mana, even though Soul Ring is done. Gambit wants to play aggressive right now. They have this global presence from AALT and the Batrider with Boots of Travel. So they want to be all over the place, getting the kills. They understand that Spectre is not buying any items
at the moment. He tried to come across. 33 just straight up picks up a haste rune. He tried to turn this one around. The Fisher's out. They've got a lot of members here, Gambit, as they manage to keep GPK safe. GPK tries to get the ult off, but Fada in the perfect Static Storm puts a stop to the combo. The ult's out from 33 as he's trying to step forward. The fear does push him back. GPK still able to get the Requiem off and will save himself with that. Fine. The rest of Gambit are still looking for potential to get in, but 33 is up to the high ground. They can't jump on the Abaddon. Neither team to lose any heroes, as both teams just showing up pretty much in full force, apart from Nico Baby. Nico Baby, with that space, was able to stay bottom and continue to work his way towards the Relic. 2k into it at the moment. He's making good steps on that item, but overall you see in individual net worth, GPK is just crushing it in the farm. No hesitation, he's 2k ahead nearly of everyone else in the game. That drums BKB. Once he has that BKB done, which is going to be relatively quickly on this SF, he's going to be a beast that Alliance's heroes just won't be ready to deal with. They can start running down lanes, Gambit fighting around the Shadow Fiend, and he's going to be incredibly strong.
They have no answers for Shadow Fiend with BKB.
Yeah.
Also, the timings on Gambit's items is going to be, they're going to have like 1 or 2 minute window when the Diffusal Blade plus BKB are up before Spectre gets the Radiance.
Oh, yeah.
And the Earthshaker will have a Blink Dagger, and this is the time for them to take the full advantage of it.
Yeah, that's going to be sort of the real test in this game. Can Alliance sort of hold it off through that rough period where Gambit hit these incredibly strong mid-game timings? And they've got to do so. You know, this is Alliance's game plan. They've got to hold this game off, get the Radiance on Nico Baby, start to drive it out to the later portions where this Spectre will be able to pop Haunt and just destroy sort of the gameplay of these supports on the backlines, even sort of the heroes that are trying to find the initiations, the two cores, Dream and Shashlo. They're not going to have a lot of fun with Spectre's Haunt illusions on them in the fight, giving away their position and allowing Alliance to take it. But Alliance has got to get there, and they're 3k down. It's not going to be easy as Gambit. Yeah, you know that as soon as those items are done, the aggression is going to turn up tenfold from the Dire side.
Alliance, they understand what they can do with their lineup. Abaddon just throwing his body over the river. Even if he dies, it doesn't matter that much. He's fishing for any kind of information that he can, so that Gambit's heroes show on the minimap, so Spectre can farm safely. I wouldn't be surprised if they just throw at a position 4 or 5 on one of those lanes, try to push it as far as possible, so enemies will get a kill and just buy time for Spectre to buy Radiance. Once that Radiance is up, Earthshaker's gonna have a really hard time initiating with the Blink Dagger.
Yep. Oh, and that time is ticking. 3k gold. They're gonna want to do a play soon, without a doubt. See some nice little bonus items coming out. Dream does manage to get himself an Imp Claw on the way. So Imp Claw and Diffusal, the Ricky, it hurts. Gambit, they've got to use this. They've got to find a fight, and they're going to go straight for it. No hesitation, smoke up. They're ready to make a move. They need to find a big kill, though. Support won't suffice. Dream would be to find Nico Baby. Limp would be great, but these are the two heroes they want to get.
Yeah, you definitely want to get Nico Baby, and this is exactly what I talked about. Fada just being on the bottom lane. I mean, look at where Tier 1 Tower is standing at the moment.
Yeah, he's sort of saying, come and get me.
Yeah, I mean, he just wants to die. Here it comes.
That'll work. Fisher opening onto him, and there's the save from the Aphotic Shield, and they don't actually kill him off straight away. Limp's going to be fine, able to jump out. And again, these static storms, Fada catching off Dream, and suddenly the move's put to a stop. Alliance respond perfectly, kill off the carry, and Gambit, they find nothing off the back of that movement.
Hanskin found Earthshaker. There's going to be another telekinesis in a couple of seconds, but that's not going to be enough. Stolen. Totem. Yeah, you don't have passive with it, so it's not that efficient.
Yeah, just a little bit of an extra punch, but not something that's going to be that crazy. But now Alliance, they couldn't really be playing any better in the defensive manner they are. Mid lane, though, I say that. Limp gets jumped. Limp manages to get out, though. There's not the Chain Disable in time to stop him from going under the ground, jumping over, getting away. 33 will be the new focus, but the ult's pop. He's running out of there. Can they even kill his Abaddon? 33's running the 5 heroes of Gambit. They're chasing, trying to find some sort of a kill.
Oh, they killed his courier.
That's
Relic. It's actually a lot. I
Yeah.
mean, he's not going to have Radiance for the next minute and a half, 2 minutes. He needs to farm that gold, but it's still kind of cripples your farm.
No, for sure. I mean, and they needed that Gambit, right? They've been making they're trying to make these plays. They're just not happening. Every time Alliance is getting away, in the first scenario, obviously getting the kill on Dream in return. That time around, not losing any heroes. Limp managing to get out of the full combo that Gambit was trying to execute. But that courier kill, that extra window. They've got an extra minute to try and do something before that very, very scary timing of the Radiance comes out from Nico Baby. They've got to continue this pressure, Gambit. Even though it's not been going great for them the last 2 times, they cannot give up. They've got to keep on with this aggressive advance. Those last few fights were without GPK having the BKB.
That's the
now
kill
he's
they
got
want.
it. Here we go. Can they get Nico Baby? No Horn for 60 seconds. This should be a pretty solid shot. Ice Blast out. Perfect move. Finally, Gambit get the break they were looking for. They are able to kill off the Spectre. They'll lose the Shaker in return, but that Spectre kill, that was what they were dreaming about.
Alliance, couple of seconds late. They smoked up, try to go for this bait kill on the Spectre, but Gambit so far staying just one step ahead.
Got to keep this up. Mid lane, tower will be taken, 33. Able to find that space to push down the tier 1 tower. Start to build up those further auras. On Gambit's side, the auras are already done. Shashlo, pipe is complete. So with the pipe bat, with the BKB SF, as soon as Ricky's back up, I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see Gambit, you know, maybe even just look to run down a lane, push for some of these tier 2s. Sure, the ganks are nice, but it's a lot harder to do. If they want to go for some 5-man action, they are still going to feel relatively strong in this timing. About 20 seconds until the relic will be back, available for NicoBaby to pick up, and a few hundred gold away from the recipe. So they've sort of got one more push, one more fight in them, Gambit, before they are going to have to deal with the Radiant Spectre.
Lions, they learned their lesson. They've been using the scan on top of Spectre to see if Ricky is there. Also having 2 heroes sitting behind her just to finish off that Radiance. Then it's going to become much easier. But look at Gambit. Is it going to be a Roche? Or
they've got I think
they get a
action.
off.
Yeah. Limb, he's going to get jumped on. Vampire straight up to the high ground. They had the wards.
Now it's time for the Roche. No buyback on Void Spirit. He bought the Ogre Axe. This is the way old Gambit played. Shadowfiend around the level 15. He gets presence aura, affects buildings. They group up. All the timings are synchronized, and now they're going to start slowly sieging.
Yeah. It's time to push on and use this incredible power that GPK has amassed at such a rate. Top lane Shashlo will also find himself a solo kill. Finds Hansken out alone, no hesitation, just committing with the lasso. Knows that any way they can break down Alliance's lineup at this point, take a member off the map, it does continue to give them the free reign. So we talk up the Radiance on NicoBaby, but you know, it's not like the game is now impossible for Gambit. They're still very, very strong because of how big GPK is. It's just the fact that if this game does continue at this pace, that gold lead will fall. Gambit, they have to keep their feet on the pedals.
Alliance right now playing against Aegis. They still want to keep farming. Yes, you get that Radiance on Spectre, but now it's time to keep farming. You know, they don't want to fight for another 5 minutes.
And you like this as well for GPK, the BKBs into the butterfly.
That's going to give him some easy damage. The mischance against the Void Spirit, just the right clicks and the Spectre will help a lot. He's definitely going to need Satanic in this game so he can stand the ground and have that lifesteal against Spectre. I mean, you might get like Paladin Sword, then you could swap things around, get more damage instead of it.
It's going to be all about the jumps, and especially with Shashlo having a Blink Dagger too. Both him and Vampire, as long as if one of them can get in on top of NicoBaby before the chance is there with the Horn, they can still easily kill the Spectre at this sort of timing. But they had to find him. So it's up to NicoBaby on Alliance's side to keep himself in positions that do not allow Gambit to make those sort of maneuvers onto it. His bottom lane, already in the trees. Shashlo trying to start things off with a lasso onto 33. Not the easiest of targets to do anything about those. 33, of course, has both the shield and the borrowed time to rely on. So the lasso won't result in anything at all, other than sort of forcing a reaction from Alliance. Does force everybody apart from NicoBaby to come down to the bottom lane. They'll head over, try and reclaim some control of this area of the map aggressively, taking over the outpost. But NicoBaby just keeping himself out of harm's way, focusing on the farm. And Gambit, they're unable to find him. As long as they stay down here on this bottom half of the map, NicoBaby, he's going to have this entire top half to play with.
Yeah, that's what they want. Give Spectre farm while rest is just buying time. Try to make stuff happen, but they do not want to fully commit into a fight against the Aegis on this Shadowfiend. Ricky getting close to his BKB. That's the item that they want to have. So 2 cores with the 2 BKBs against all these spell damage, and they have nothing against BKBs. No real physical damage that goes, or any kind of magical damage that goes through magic immunity.
I mean, mid lane, yeah, NicoBaby is showing, but too close to the tower for Gambit to make a move upon. Every time they've certainly got to keep tabs on Fada as well. These last few fights, the Static Storms have been excellently placed in a way that's caused huge issues. And as you mentioned, that BKB for Dream, definitely going to allow him to play a little more nonchalantly and not have to worry about Disruptor's return fire. Still with this 9k lead, Gambit. But definitely a question of how much they're able to continue to do with that whilst they have it. And GPK, he wants his butterfly done. You can sort of feel the slowdown. He wants to get that finished. And there it is, Eagle Song and the Talisman of Evasion on the way over. So still this insanely farmed Shadow Fiend at 25 minutes in. BKB, Butterfly, GPK, he's ready to go at them.
He is. They still have a minute left on that Aegis. Gladly they would use it, but the Alliance, of course, keeping the track of it, just wants to dodge a fight for the next minute. They don't care about that tier 2 tower on the bottom lane, which was extremely low.
Yeah. I mean, would you know, Gambit, 10k ahead, are they ready to start even pushing towards tier 3s? Like, can Alliance respond, or if that happens, is Nico Baby still going to be just kept elsewhere? He's not really ready to turn up. The Radiance, as you say, not really enough. He needs at least that second item on top of it before he can turn up to a fight without the worry of Gambit just blowing him up.
There's still a tier 2 tower on the mid lane and tier 1 and tier 2 on the top lane, so
yep.
They don't need to go for that tier 3. Just try to choke them, take those towers. The next Roche will spawn in the next 4 to 5 minutes.
We're going to go for another bit of an attempt onto 33. He's got the borrowed time, of course. Throwing out the Ice Blast too. Jump forward from Limp. Limp wants to fight this. Going in onto GPK. GPK getting
just
low.
got in 3 seconds.
He's got to watch that timing, but already they've lost the 2 heroes. Both 33 and Hanscam will fall. Dream popping the BKB. Worried about Alliance getting back in on top of him. Throw the dagger out onto GPK, but he's already back up to full HP as the Aegis does heal him back up. Level 20 now on the SF. Gambit continuing to get away with these plays, these kills. The Alliance, they're not quite ready to punish them for. They're trying, but they're still not at the moment where Nico Baby really is that threat that he wants to be later on.
Batrider still on the top, has Boots of Travel ready to join a fight, but it's not going to be that easy. Here comes Glimpse.
Let's see if they can blow him up. They've got the pullback with the Remnant. He does have the BKB if he feels threatened, and he does. You know, he knows the 2 heroes alone. They only bring him down to half of his health. GPK can walk it off. He's not panicking. He's keeping it cool. He knows how huge he is right now. Top lane as well. This is the huge one. They found Nico Baby. Nico Baby, is he going to be able to get out of here? He's not. They kill him off. Limp's able to get a kill in return. You do have to be wary of that buyback horn if Alliance want to use it, but even so, they're still down so far on the rest of their heroes. These fights are so hard for them. Gambit are continuing to cruise over them, keep the game in a very good state for themselves.
Spectre definitely finger over that buyback button if Gambit decides to go all in, even though it's not the perfect timing to buy back. Still at least 2 minutes until the next Roche spawns.
No, but you really see it in the way that Gambit plays. They are playing it very cool right now. No sort of desperation, no overextensions. They know that they're in such a solid position that even though the Spectre is, you know, Nico Baby has the Radiance, the Manta style is slowly being worked on. It's just not at a pace that threatens Gambit at the moment. If Gambit can keep this up, this should be a smooth sailing win.
So far, so good for Gambit. Alliance didn't get a kill in a really long time.
So top.
Another AA blast.
Limp. There's a bit of protection here. The Static Storm will trap the 2 of them. GPK pops the BKB. He wants to finish off this Limp kill, but Limp's able to jump away. GPK has to use the remainder of that magic immunity to TP away. A couple of BKB charges used there from Gambit. This time round, do not get the kill. Limp just a little too elusive each time, able to get off that Dissimulate. And they don't quite have the reach to chase him out after that, as long as he's able to separate himself from them. Back on mid, 33 showing, Dream. Got to be a little careful when that BKB is unavailable. Feeling strong though with FNG and XS Vampire ready and sitting by the sidelines. But you really do see it here, Gambit just with a very, very convincing and ever-growing lead. They've not allowed this game to slow down to the point that Alliance wanted to with this Spectre lineup. They've been finding kills, finding objectives, and it just doesn't stop. Bottom lane, Hansken. TP's cancelled. XS Vampire and FNG will run him down with the spider legs. They can easily close the gap. We'll try and turn, but he'll tick down the Ice Blast damage. 13-6, 14k lead. Gambit just not letting up at all against Alliance.
Can't run away from Spider Bull. Thank you, Ice Frog. Also, that Glimmer Cape will keep him alive. I saw that he wanted to go for Shadow Blade and upgrade it to Silver Edge so he can break Spectre at one point, but decided to go for Glimmer Cape instead.
Lim is walked straight into a smoke cloud. Static Storm down. Will it save him again? He gets the Dissimilate off. Is he able to jump out? He is with the 2 Astral Steps. He will survive. Another attempt put to a stop by Fada with the quick plays, dropping this Static Storm, making it hard for Gambit to continue to fight into him. Remnant's going to be out. Shashlow's able to easily juke it. 33 trying to get some pressure onto the bat, but Shashlow's tanky with the pipe. He's able to force out and Firefly down over the river and back to safety. So Gambit not getting kills, but still heavily pressuring Alliance's lineup, making it very hard for their cause to get any farm done. Sure, Nico Baby still is picking up the gold, but this GPK SF, it's just ridiculous the numbers he's hitting. He's 19k net worth at 30 minutes in. His Satanic is nearly complete on top of the Butterfly BKB. Like, he is just such a huge issue that Alliance, they are nowhere near ready to address. Alliance, it really feels like they need a solid, like, 20 minutes more of this game to have sort of the chance for Nico Baby to be this threat. At
they
the moment,
need 20 minutes while Gambit time is slowed down by 50%, you know.
And that's just not going to happen. Gambit not going to find this fight head on as Alliance will turn. Look to go on to Shashlow, but again with the pub, he's just too tanky. They just do not have the damage, even with the Horn. At this stage of the game to kill off any of the heroes of Gambit. Gambit are easily able to just wait it out, get back in, and they certainly will. With the Haunt down, they know that there's no chance that Nico Baby wants to turn up for a fight. They can move up to this top lane, take tier 1s, tier 2s, and this is the scary thing, right? This lineup, they're 18k ahead. They haven't even taken these towers. They take these towers, they're easily over the 20k mark lead at 31 minutes in. They are just playing so fast and so brutal.
This Alliance's lineup has one core at the moment, and that's Spectre. If you compare GPK, who's about to hit 20k network on top of 8k of Void Spirit, that's a huge difference.
See in the trees, Hansken's been found. Gambit just not missing a single opportunity, and GPK just continue to play it so cool. You know, he never panics and pops his BKB. He knows with his Satanic Butterfly, they cannot bring him 100-0. Even feeling very, very cold. He's queuing up the Rapier. I think he knows, you know, he's this big. They just cannot kill him.
Yeah, he can stand his ground. They have a Force Staff to push him out, but there's no burst damage on side of Alliance, so he should not, like, he does not care. And this Divine Rapier, you know, has a built-in True Strike against Radiance.
Yeah. And, you know, you're about to pick yourself up in Aegis. I mean, GPK may even say, I don't need this stream. You be the one to take it. They cannot kill me. We see how safe he wants to play it. I mean, he's still going to take it.
Be the one taking it.
I guess he knows, you know, because of how far ahead he is, if he does somehow die, he gives up a lot of money. They try for the jump. They get the kill, but GPK is still able to pick up the Aegis. Alliance only able to steal away that final touch on Roche. But GPK, he says, you know what, you can have a bit of gold. I don't care. I get the Aegis. We still have such an incredible lead that it really doesn't matter that you got that little bit of a something.
Yeah, Abaddon got the cheese from that. So GPK only with the Aegis, and Alliance got the last hit on the Roche, so at least it's something at the moment. Spectre, she still needs farm. Not ready to fight. She can't fight against Shadowfin at the moment.
I mean, really, yeah, just this GPK SF, it is that far ahead. Because, yeah, sort of elsewhere, it's like, okay, Nico Baby's only a little bit behind Dream, but then the difference, the lead that this SF has, it is far too much for them to deal with. They're ready to go high ground Gambit. This game just played at a perfect pace that has destroyed Alliance's draft. They went for this Spectre. They felt that they could buy time, but it's really not looking like they've been able to do this match as Gambit. They've just, they knew exactly what to do, and the execution's been flawless.
That Aegis on GPK, you can't really target him, and the Presence Aura affect buildings. That's a -7 armor. It's a free deso.
I mean, they're just taking the racks. What are you going to do if you're Alliance here? How can you stop this man? They're trying. I mean, Nico Baby's in, but the GPK just turns. Lifesteal's back up to full. Alliance, they cannot stop the racks from going down. The melee racks fall. They do manage to get the lasso.
Static
Trying
resistance.
to go on GPK, You see at the back, Nico Baby's looking for some support kills, but he cannot even get the AA. He will die for his attempt too, as XS Vampire just turns, fishes him out. Dream, he's diving in near the fountain. BKB's popped as he commits, kills off Hansken. There'll be a buyback from the Rubik. There is a buyback haunt available from Nico Baby, but already the damage is just being done. The 2 sets of racks are gone. This game has just fell entirely out of control for Alliances, it seems. They need some sort of insane turnaround right now. They do look to jump on GPK. Haunt comes out. They're in on top of them. Maybe they can kill him off the once. Aegis is popped. Can they do it again, though? That was the Haunt used.
Echo Slam is ready.
See what they can do the second time around. XS Vampire indeed watching from the side, looking for an opportunity to get in. Fishes out onto 33. The GPK getting a little low down to half H, but Limp commits. Gets caught out by the Cloud. Limp does have buyback. Dream jumps in the damage. Rips apart the Rubik. GPK still alive. The Static Storm's down, but he's able to walk out of it simply. GPK is fine. Glimpse back on XS Vampire trying to separate him, but GPK's back up to full HP level 24 on this SF. As Alliance Limp, he commits, but the Cloud's out. Limp, he needs help and he needs it now. The Spectre heads in, but Limp will fall. That's a dieback on him. Nico Baby is able to get MG, but it's GG. This game is well and truly over. XS Vampire ready to finish it off with a good old slam. And Gambit, I mean, they say, well, that's a cute little Spectre pick. How about you have some of this? And they just run them over.
Oh man, this has to be one of the best Shadowfin performances in a long time. It was not Shadowfin with the Yule Scepter, nothing flashy, but his positioning, he's saving that BKB in every single fight. Does not want to pop it straight away. The itemization on him was perfect. Like you saw that engagement at what, 10-minute mark, power treads, magic wand plus drums. He's not dying. He's sitting at almost 2,000 HP.
No, really just a masterclass from GPK on his SF and the team as the whole. You know, there was sort of that one bit of the game where they struggled to make plays and stop Nico Baby getting the Radiance, but it didn't matter because of the fact that Alliance, it was basically all 4 heroes other than the Spectre were just playing sort of full babysit the Spectre mode. They weren't getting any farm themselves. They were putting everything into the Nico Baby basket, but as the minutes passed, Gambit as a whole, they took objectives, they took map control, in a way that Nico Baby, he just never got to play. This Spectre was never anything more than